All right, you guys, we've got day 2 of basically the same lesson. So this is where we were yesterday. This is my video that we did yesterday. This is day 12. And did you notice that I stopped before we were finished? So we're still on day 12, but there's kind of a new day. These are called Gray-Tor questions. So just be careful because Gray-Tor means this or this. So the arrow is pointing to the right, meaning the numbers are getting bigger. Okay, so I just want to show you how these work. When you have a Gray-Tor symbol, or the one that has the greater than or equal to, that is different from the ones that we did yesterday. Look at this one, pointing to the left, and so we bring this over here to this side with a negative sign, and we keep the symbol pointing the same way. This is what you do when it is a less than problem. These are different. This is a greater than symbol. This is a different strategy. What we're going to do is we're going to split these. And I bet you know what we're going to do with the 16, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recopy this entire equation, and I'm going to get rid of the bars. So I'm going to write x minus 3 greater than or equal to 16. That's equation number 1. It is exactly this without the bars. Now on this side, I'm going to write the same exact equation. This is going to change to a negative, and this sign is going to flip. So I'm going to write x minus 3 flip negative 16. So I'm going to write that. Flip and negative. So I'm going to solve both of these. I'm going to add 3 everywhere. 16 plus 3 gives me 19. Now I'm going to solve this one. I'm going to add 3. Those are my 2 answers. And I bet you could put 19 and negative 13 on your number line, right? I'm going to put the negative 13 first because it's negative. And the 19 goes here. These are both closed circles because they have the equal bar with them. And which way do I shade for the 19? To the right. That means like this. And which way do I shade for the 13? To the left. That means I go like this. Do you remember how to do interval notation for something that looks like that? So since we're going to the left forever, the first thing I'm going to write is negative infinity. And remember that infinity always gets a parentheses on it. And it stops at negative 13 with a bracket. And again, it's a bracket because of the closed circle. And then I actually have another section that starts at 19 and goes to the right forever. And remember to put the little U symbol in the middle. So remember, when you have 2 sections, you have the little U symbol, and the second section goes next. This is negative infinity. Since you're supposed to read it left to right, we start at negative infinity and we stop at negative 13, and then we start again at 19 and we go to the right forever. So basically the arrow represents the infinity, and this arrow represents this infinity. Let's try one more. I'm going to split. And again, that's because this is a greater than symbol. If it was pointing to the left, I would bring this over here. Okay, that's if it was pointing to the left. That's what we did yesterday. That's a big difference. But in this case, since it's pointing to the right, that's a greater than, and that means that I'm going to split. I'm going to copy the first exact equation exactly the way you see it. So exactly this, drop the bars, that gets written here. The next thing, do you remember what to do? You keep the 2x minus 6, you flip, and you make the 10 negative. So again, this is how you write your second equation. You flip, and you make this negative. And then we're just going to solve both of them. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is add 6. And I get 2x greater than 16. Divide 2, x greater than 8. That's my first answer. And I'm going to have to put that on the number line, but let me solve the other one first to figure out what the answer is. I'm going to add 6 everywhere. I get 2x less than, remember to just keep this equation, or keep that inequality symbol, I mean. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. Divide 2 everywhere, x less than negative 2. That's my second answer. You know how to put those on the number line. -2, 8. I'm going to put an open circle here because this is telling me to shade to the right of 8, the right, so this way. And then for the -2, it's telling me to shade to the left, so I'm going this way. And again, that's another open circle. And I'm going this way. And your interval notation is going to look just like this one up here, except you're just going to change these numbers, and this one's going to have parentheses on it instead of brackets because the circles are open. So this first section is -infinity to -2. And I have another section from 8 to +infinity. Thanks for watching, you guys. That is how to do the greater than symbol. So you have to ask yourself, number one, is it a less than or a less than or equal to symbol? That was yesterday. Or today, what we learned is what if it's greater or greater than or equal to? That's today. There's two strategies, okay? So make sure that you keep those straight. And let's practice these next two in class. I'll have a couple of you maybe put these on the board, and then we'll get started on the worksheet that's for tomorrow, okay? Love you all.